So what's the difference between getting 20 to 40 extra book calls every single month for your HVAC company versus getting 0? In this video, I'm going to cover what took one of my clients from dead silent to fully booked, and I'm going to save it for the very end, so be sure to stick all the way through. So full context, I run a local SEO agency for HVAC, plumbing, and home service-based contractors. And I'm going to cover some of the biggest mistakes I see HVAC contractors making that keep their business completely invisible to Google. I'm going to do a live demonstration so you can see what's actually working, so you know what a good optimized profile and website looks like versus what you really shouldn't be doing at all. All right, so let's get into it. Everyone always goes after HVAC contractor, but you have to think about it. The reality is no one is searching for an HVAC contractor near me. Sometimes they'll say HVAC repair or HVAC services, but honestly, especially in the summer, AC repair, that's going to be the keyword everyone's going after. So when we search AC repair in Dallas, we're going to pick the top two, right? And so here's the top two. So if we look at them, ironically, their primary category is plumber. They're already kind of shooting themselves in the foot by doing this, but they showed up first here. So we'll see what the heat map says. And then the second one is Dallas Heating and Air. Look at what theirs is, air conditioning repair service. This is an example of what you should be doing. So let's go back to Rescue Air. Look at how many reviews they have, 3.9 thousand reviews. And yet these guys only have 222. Okay, so all of the gurus out there telling you need thousands of reviews. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Reviews isn't what's gonna move the needle. So here, let's take a look at their website first. So a couple things they're doing correctly. So I like the H1. It says fast, effective repairs, right? So no one wants to hire any HVAC contractor that is going to take 2 weeks to get to them. So obviously this is a good selling point. I think this is a little overdone. It's a little busy. I would do something that really just has like book a call or, again, I was actually distracted by the video and didn't even see this. So just something I would change. Looking at the title tag. So remember, primary category should match the title tag. Now, in this case, they have heating and air conditioning in Dallas. So to me, it doesn't really make sense that they have plumber selected as their primary category. So if they switched it to HVAC contractor, or even better, like air conditioning contractor, their results would be even better. And then I'm just checking to see, do we see terms throughout the page? Like if we look, let's just do air conditioning. Yeah, a couple times. It's mentioned a couple times in there. So yeah, they're doing pretty well. I'm not going to pick their page apart completely, but I would say this is done. It's done decent, right? Now let's look at their Google Business Profile. So here we're going to do a quick inspect. Okay, so looking at their services, they're using Service Titan. So I don't like it when Service Titan actually starts interfering with the Google Business Profile and marking up the services. But let's take a look at everything they have listed here. So they have lots of services listed. This is an example of what not to do actually. So I can't see them all because Google's limiting my viewpoint here, but they don't have any descriptions. You absolutely want to have keyword descriptions for every single service you have listed here. You have up to 300 characters. So if Google gives the opportunity to list it there, put it in there. Very easy to do. So I give them 2 thumbs down for that. Now let's look at the other website. So let's see what they are doing. Again, primary category and title tag alignment, both of them dropped the ball. So it's interesting that this is how they set it up. This should match whatever their primary category is. And as we showed you before, this is what their primary category is. Air conditioning repair service. If that's the page it points to, that's what it should say. So again, they're shooting themselves in the foot. So I'll change this. The H1, contact us. I mean, this isn't bad. There's just nothing there's nothing insightful to make me want to work with you. So it says your reliable heating repair company in Dallas, affordable and guaranteed. Okay. But again, it doesn't really maybe open 24 hours or, quick, reliable service, something that's going to be, hey, okay, these guys are going to get there quick. What else? Oh, let's check the keyword density. Okay. So they got air conditioning mentioned quite a few times in here. So that's not bad. But again, they're really shooting themselves in the foot by not having it in the actual title. That's a big loss right there. And then let's take a look at their actual Google Business Profile. So I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. So they did it correctly. See how they filled out all of the services. They put keyword-rich descriptions. I probably would have put a little bit more under here. Like for example, AC installation, probably not the best to put under AC repair, right? When I think AC repair, I think of repairing the air conditioner, the compressor. If you have an air handler, you're repairing that. AC installation and AC replacement probably better served if they had it under the air conditioning contractor, but they're already one step ahead of the other guys. So none of this really means much if we don't actually compare and contrast how the two of them rank side by side. Let's check. All right, so that's for rescue air plumbing, right? Remember, plumbing was their primary category. This is how they're showing up for AC repair near me. I'm surprised they're showing up that well, even though that they don't even have the right category aligned with it, but we'll move on from that. But not bad, they could absolutely be doing better. This is a pretty small rank map. Now, let's look at the other company. These guys only had 222 reviews compared to the other company had over almost 4,000. And look at theirs. Theirs is doing miles better. And they're not even optimized correctly. So what am I going to say here? What is the takeaway from this entire video? It's that your primary category has such a huge impact on how you show up on the rank map. Let's cover the things we learned. So number one, we want to make sure that we have the title tag match your primary category. Number two, you want to ensure that you have keyword-rich descriptions for every service you have listed. And number three, this is the most important one. You want to make sure that you have the right primary category chosen. All right, very important. You can clearly see the results. All right, if you stuck around to the end, this is what I really wanted to show you, just so you had the proof. This is the difference when he changed his primary category. This is one of my previous clients. He changed his primary category from HVAC contractor to air conditioning repair service. Look at that map, just so you can see the difference in how much the primary category affects how you show up on the map pack. Literally in a matter of 3 days. Now, this is not typical, but this just goes to show you how powerful that category alignment actually matters to Google. And you can see he's dominating and his phone has been blowing up. Anyways, that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.